Welcome to Charleston, Illinois, home of Eastern Illinois University for the 1992 Illinois High School Association Class A and AA Girls State Track and Field Meet. Hello, everyone. I'm Ann Penstone, and along with me is Marva Mangrum from Wells Academy in Chicago. And Marva, what a great 2 days and what a beautiful day for a track final.
This is extremely a beautiful day for a track meet final. We've had two beautiful days, and competition should be really great because the weather dictates that for us this year.
Yesterday was kind of cool for all the prelims, which was really nice. Today things are going to heat up. We've got a lot of multi-event performers.
Yes, we have. We have a returning triple winner from last year from Rockford East in the name of Donna Cargill. She is defending her 100, 200, and also the 400. And also from the Chicago Public League, we have Nicole Keys from Morgan Park, who is in the 100, 200, and a relay.
And in Class A, we've got Tyra Holt, who'll be competing in 4 events, and she's also a defending champion.
And I think Naia Howard is a record holder in the 100 from last year. She's doing great.
Those are just some of the talented performers you're going to see, and in the team competition, it's really heating up. In Class A, Timothy Christian and Chicago Christian.
Yes, they're arch rivals, and that competition is going to be neck and neck today. It just depends. You can't say because Chicago Christian is a defending state champion that they will again reign. Timothy Christian is right there.
Now, they both have equal numbers of performers, but that may not make the difference.
No, it doesn't make the difference because you can have 10, 15 performers, and if they don't qualify or the points are not there, then, you know, it matters less.
Well, in Class AA last year, Evanston Township dethroned East St. Louis Lincoln. What about this year, Marva?
I don't know. East St. Louis Lincoln has more qualifiers than any other AA schools, and I think they're on a mission. But we also have Kankakee, Morgan Park, and Southeast, and a few other schools who have really performed great yesterday.
That's just some of the things that are happening this year. And Marva, we've been here for 20 years. This is the 20th anniversary of the meet, and what a history for Joan Schmidt and all her crew.
I can't believe it's been that long, but it's been wonderful, and we've seen some great performers come and go.
We're going to bring you a whole lot more right after this. Welcome back to O'Brien Field at Charleston, Illinois, where we're ready for the first event of the afternoon, the Class A 800-meter medley relay. In Lane 1, Tuscola. Lane 2, Monmouth. Lane 3, Winchester. Lane 4, Urbana University. Lane 5, Fairfield. 6, Sherrard. 7, Waterloo. 8, Mendota. And 9, Kewanee-Weathersfield. State record 148.8.
In this 800-meter medley relay, runners 1 and 2 will stay in their lanes. They'll run 100. Third runner will run a 200 in her lane. Fourth runner will run a quarter.
Watch the exchanges. They're all important as you see our first event underway. Right now it looks like Urbana University on the inside in blue. Nice handoff, and outside Kewanee-Weathersfield making a nice move, and that's also Waterloo and orange over black on the outside in lane 7. There are 9 lanes on the track. This will be the 200 runner. They have a 1-lap stagger to make up. It's hard to tell with the staggers, but it appears that Urbana University gaining along with Sherrard in purple and gold, but Waterloo right now looking very good. On the outside, Mendota making a move. And they'll hand off to their quarter miler.
Waterloo.
Right now it's Waterloo in the lead, followed quickly by Tuscola, and then it looks like Mendota or Sherrard, followed by Urbana University. Waterloo, Mendota, Sherrard, and coming up on the outside, here comes Kewanee-Weathersfield, making an awesome move.
Fairfield.
Fairfield following quickly, and it's Tyra Holt there, all-state quarter miler, so it's Tyra Holt from Fairfield in red over black, and Kewanee-Weathersfield, Shelly Smith. Neck, and they are coming into the last 100 meters. Can Tyra pull this out for her team? The crowd pulling them through. Both of them tiring as they feel like there's lead.
Oh,
it's guts now. It's guts now. It's guts, and it's Fairfield. Tyra Holt by Kewanee Weathersfield and Fairfield and their quarter milers. Unofficially, the time 1:49.64. And what a great way to start out our meet.
Okay, this is over pretty close, I think near the 200, where the kid from Kewanee just blowed past everyone, and then Fairfield comes up real strong. They're still on the far side.
That's Shelley Smith from Kewanee and Tyra Holt
from Fairfield. Okay, they're coming off the final turn, it looks like. Fairfield is still coming up. Kewanee is still in the lead. Okay, right just in front of us, the last 100 to go. Fairfield comes up, and it's some out of guts right here. As Ann said, they're both very tired. Not very tired, but they're tired. Fairfield just nips her at the tape. That was an exciting race.
Two great runners and a great start to our meet. Here's Tyra Holt. And we're going to see plenty of her. We will be running the events Class A and then Double A in each of the 17 events here. The field events being run simultaneously.
We didn't have enough time to say that the fourth runner is at the common exchange zone, which is orange to orange, and as soon as she receives the baton, she can cut right away as long as she's clear.
Hey, let's set the lanes for you for Double A, where the record is 142.4, held by Chicago South Shore. In lane 1, Oak Park River Forest. In 2, Chicago Morgan Park. In lane 3, Evanston Township, defending champs. In lane 4, Homewood Flossmoor. Lane 5, Waukegan. Lane 5 is East St. Louis. Lane 6 is Waukegan. 7, Peoria Richwoods. 8, Kankakee. And 9, Downers Grove North. Some very talented young ladies in this field. And if it's anything like the first one, we're in for a real treat. Homewood Flossmoor, East St. Louis, and Waukegan came in with the top times, just a couple seconds apart. But East St. Louis Lincoln really had the best by about 3 seconds, 1:44, so they're close to the state record. They do not have to run the same girls in the finals as they did in the prelims either, so we're not sure who it will be. Walt Elmore, the starter, right here from Charleston.
Good start.
Right now it looks like East St. Louis Lincoln pulling up a stagger already. Phenomenally on the inside on the second handoff.
Nice handoff.
It's clean. Also looking good, Peoria Richwoods on the outside, and Kankakee making a move in the white over maroon. Kankakee with a big move. East St. Louis Lincoln in the middle of the track in all orange. Off to the 200 runner. A little trouble for Kankakee. Evanston, good handoff. And your last 4 lanes now being made up. East St. Louis Lincoln with a commanding lead right now. Then we've got on the outside Kankakee Richwoods, and on the inside Morgan Park and Evanston. First handoff actually goes to Morgan Park. Evanston, good handoff. East St. Louis Lincoln, a little trouble. East St. Louis Lincoln, Cicely Scott making the move with about 300 meters to go over Morgan Park, and Evanston hanging on tight on the outside. And now we've got a big move being made right now by Homewood Flossmoor with a big move. moving into fourth, but it's still East St. Louis, Lincoln, Morgan Park, Evanston, and Homewood Flossmoor. Cicely Scott trying to rack up the first points for the Tigerettes in what they hope will be a run for the state champion. Now, great move being made on the outside by Homewood Flossmoor, but it's for second as you see the big lead by the Tigerettes. They bring it home unofficially in 1:45.68. Unofficially, East St. Louis, Lincoln, Homewood Flossmoor, and Morgan Park. As you see, Cicely Scott being handled by one of the great corps of officials here at Eastern Illinois, all volunteer officials. Not a lot of doubt about that one, huh, Marva?
No, not at the very end.
Second call for the Class A and AA 400-meter relay.
Okay. Trying to see what leg is this.
This is the quarter.
Okay, this is a quarter. That made the difference. Actually, Morgan Park received the baton first. When they got over near the 300, East St. Louis started to pull out. And after that, East St. Louis just had it all the way. Then Flossmoor came up, took a second, and Morgan Park held on for third.
And there you see the lead established by East St. Louis Lincoln, with a great move being made by Homewood Flossmoor. So the AA 800-meter medley champions unofficially, East St. Louis Lincoln. The broadcast rights to today's track and field competition were granted by Sports Channel by the Illinois High School Association solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any reproduction of this event without the written consent of Sports Channel and the IHSA is strictly prohibited. And there you see the start of the 3200 relay Class A. As the young ladies come in, they'll come out of the cones and then they cut in as soon as they don't impede any other runner. On the inside, we've got Yorkville in black and red. And leading right now appears to be Mendota on the outside with the white with the gold stripe down the middle. In all orange, that's Muhammad Seymour. And moving on the outside, St. Joe Ogden in maroon and blue. St. Joe Ogden moving right now on Mendota as you see the top pack and jostling back and forth Muhammad Seymour and then Yorkville, followed by Westmont. Young ladies each will run 2 laps, so they run an 800 meter, and there'll be 4 girls for an 8-lap race. The state record is 9:30.98, and that's held by Maple Park Canelan in 1986. As you see, Mendota and St. Joe Ogden right now leading after lap 1. And there's the gun lap for Ann Tochek of Yorkville with a sizable lead over the next 3, as you see her coming out of the curve, running nicely and easily on the last lap toward a state championship in the 3,200 meter relay for Class A. Followed behind her is St. Joe Ogden, Timothy Christian needing team points here, and Westmont. Those are the 3 packs tightly for third, or for second, and making a little bit of a move, hanging on the shoulders, Timothy Christian, but you see all along Yorkville running toward a state title.
Okay, Yorkville probably started taking this lead after the 3rd leg, and really there's been no problem. The other teams have been seesawing back and forth. St. Joe, Timothy Christian, and Westmont. As you see, Yorkville has, what, 25, 30-yard lead, and we still may have another change for 2nd and 3rd as they come off that last turn.
Right now you see Yorkville, and I'm making a move right now. St. Joe Ogden with a strong 100-meter finish. That's Beth Rudnicki, a junior, passing Timothy Christian. In the finals of the 3,200-meter relay, it's Yorkville, St. Joe Ogden, and Timothy Christian, followed by Westmont, unofficially in a time of 9:43.4. Being congratulated there. Nice runs.
Okay, this is the last leg, and Yorkville has led, as I said, pretty much all the way after the third leg took the baton. And we had earlier been seesawing between St. Joe, Timothy Christian, and Westmont. Also, Mendota in the early stage of the race was up in the lead.
But unofficially, it's Yorkville state champs, followed by St. Joe Ogden.
In alley 1, we have Wheeling, the Great Lion, Arlington Heights Cruising. In alley 2, Palatine, Glen Ellen, Glenbard West.
Okay, this looks like when Timothy Christian, when Yorkville, takes over. And after this point, there was never any problem. They continued that lead, and they increased that lead.
They took the lead for good and took it home to a state championship. Yorkville with anchor runner and toe check. Here's a good look at the great crowd we have. We always have a great crowd down here that really enjoys it. And they always like the sunshine, too, because we haven't had a lot of warmth in different parts of the state. The umbrellas aren't for rain today. They're for the burns they're trying to avoid.
See, it's a beautiful day. You see the tents set up on the side.
It's an event. There's a circus-like atmosphere with all the things going on. Everybody just enjoys it. We're getting near the end of the school year, and people are relaxing and thinking ahead to summer. And what a great and fitting end to the season. And now it's time for AA 3,200 meter. Now these teams historically have been the teams that have been tops in cross country in the state that come into this event. Let's set the alleys for you. In alley 1, Wheeling, Lyons Township, LaGrange, Arlington Heights, Kersey. In alley 2, Palatine, defending champs and state record holders, Glen Ellen, Glenbard West, Naperville North. In 3, Wheaton Central, East St. Louis, Lincoln, and Pekin. And in alley 4, Schaumburg, Barrington, and Libertyville. Good start.
These ladies are in alleys, and they'll stay in the alley until they get to the other side of the track, and then they're cut over by the yellow balls. They run 2 laps, and the second, third, and fourth competitor will be rolled in.
Cutting in right now, you see across, we've got Wheeling, Palatine, Wheaton Central, and East St. Louis forming a block against Wheaton North and Glenbard West, followed by Hersey. You see how tight that pack is, and those young ladies have run against each other all year long in different events, both cross country and track, for the most part. Some of them run a lot longer distances, the 2 mile, of course. So this is like a sprint for them, and boy, does it look like it. Hanging tough right now, orange seems to be the color, Wheaton Central and East St. Louis Lincoln. But a tight pack with Palatine, Wheeling, Glenbard West, Hersey, and Lyons Township. And Glenbard West takes the lead, scrunched out there by Palatine as we go into lap 2 of the first runner, 3,200 AA. As we get ready for the gun lap, you can see why Palatine High School holds the state record, and they do not want to relinquish that title. Elisa Currens, the daughter of Coach Steve Currens of Palatine, leading the field, followed. There's only a battle right now for second with Wheaton Central and Glenbard West. As you see the lead that Palatine has established in pursuit of their state record that they established last year of 9:14. Wheaton Central in orange, Glenbard West in green. Jenny Johnstone from Glenbard West and Jessica Haremza from Wheaton Central. They're coming up a little on Palatine, but Curran's running a great race with about 200 meters to go.
Okay, we'll look at Elisa Currens from Palatine. She's pointed on, coming around in front of the home crowd. They've had this lead since the second leg. And we see Wheaton coming up and Glenbard. Those two have been seesawing back and forth. But this is a great finish for Elisa Currens from Palatine. And second, it looks like it's going to be Wheaton, and third, Glenbard North.
Whoa! Unofficially, 9:14.91. She could see the clock as she finished. Wheaton Central, Glenbard West, and now we have a fight between Barrington and Wheeling. Barrington and Wheeling, Amy Martz. Oh, I'm not sure who got that at the end, but what a great finish. Two conference rivals taking it downstate. as you see the exhaustion as they spend it all. There's Elisa Kearns from Palatine catching her breath. Great race.
Okay, this should be about the second leg. As Palatine is overtaking Wheaton right here. Wheaton, Glenbard South or Glenbard North. Palatine, they had been seesawing around, but the second leg, when she received the baton, they took the lead for good.
The state cross country championship team puts it on the track to defend their title in the 3,200 meter class AA relay. Chicago Christian puts its first event on the track, trying to get back and defend their championship. And in the 400 meter relay, 4x100 in lane 1, Chicago Christian. In lane 2, Urbana University. Lane 3, Princeton. Lane 4, Timothy Christian going head to head. Team championships at stake. In lane 5, Caro, who also has a shot. Lane 6, Rochester. Lane 7, Mendota. Lane 8, Madison Co-op. And lane 9, Stockton Co-op. Keep your eyes in the middle of the track. They'll stay in their lanes all the way.
Passing is essential here. Good passing.
Good start. Quickly, it looks like Caro moving on the inside, picking up a good stagger, and also outside seems to be Mendota. Mendota and Caro, good exchanges. Inside, Timothy Christian with a good exchange. Caro making up a lot of ground inside with Timothy Christian right on their heels. Third exchange. They're clean, and Caro makes a great exchange. Their third runner really making up ground on the outside in lane 5. White over blue. Caro, good exchange, and they're off with less than 100 meters to go. Oh, yes. It's Caro on the outside, Rochester. Caro and Rochester, and then a fight on the inside, Timothy Christian. Caro, Rochester, and Timothy Christian unofficially in 50.15. Just shows the seedings mean a lot when you get to this point, and the exchanges held up to the prelims.
That's true.
Here's a smiling young lady. Unofficially, she's a state champion, and the relief on her face is so apparent.
The second. Okay, this is the exchange from the third to the fourth. Okay, the changing at this point had been great. Okay, this is the anchor leg getting ready to receive the baton now. All the exchanges were excellent. Caro just puts on a burst of speed and comes out 5 or 10 yards ahead of everybody else. Rochester pulls up to come into second, and Timothy Christian comes in third. This race is so quick, and you have to be so precise with your passing and given the distances before they get to the exchange zone. All the teams executed it real well. Caro just came out on top.
One of the things we want to see is to see no false starts and to see no DQs.
No DQs.
And it's really great to see. It's a tribute to the starters and the lane judges and the patience of the kids, because it's hard to be patient when those butterflies are jumping out of your stomach. So unofficially in the 400-meter relay, Caro with Jandel Nurel right there running the anchor leg. There you see Springfield Southeast, one of the top teams in this event, and this one's going to be quick. Premier event all over the track and field world, and no different here. The record is held by East St. Louis Lincoln in 1988 with 46.96, and in this year's race in lane 1, Springfield Southeast. Lane 2, Rockford Guilford. In lane 3, Chicago Morgan Park. In lane 4, Kankakee, who's had some great relays in this meet so far. Lane 5, East St. Louis Lincoln. In lane 6, Evanston Township. In lane 7, Park Forest Rich East. In lane 8, Glenbard North. And in lane 9, Chicago Heights Bloom. Watch the middle of the track. The top-seeded teams are in lanes 4, 5, and 6, and they're separated by less than a second.
It should be a good race. Very exciting race. Close race.
Timing is everything. To do your best at the right time and to exchange cleanly. In set is Walt Elmore, our starter for Class AA. Mary O'Brien, the starter for A. And a beautiful shot by our camera crew to show you the bird's eye view and the concentration on the athletes.
Okay, guns up now.
A hush over the crowd. Good start. Quickly out of the blocks. And right now, early move, Evanston. Had trouble with the exchange, and East St. Louis picked up a bunch on that one. That hurt Evanston. But Evanston coming back right there with East St. Louis. Orange the teams to beat right now. Good exchange there for both teams.
Okay.
Kankakee had a little bit of trouble on the inside. Morgan Park making up some ground now on the inside in white over green. East St. Louis and Evanston right now. East St. Louis burning up the track, followed by Evanston. Inside is Kankakee. Kankakee making up on Evanston. And it's going to be East St. Louis, Lincoln, Kankakee, and Evanston. Unofficially 47-92. Boy, those last two legs, Marva.
Those last two.
There's Rosie Morrow, an outstanding junior sprinter from Kankakee who ran that anchor leg and really came up, got her team a state runner-up position unofficially.
Okay, we're coming up on the last leg. East St. Louis passing was excellent all throughout the relay. So was Kankakee and Evanston. But the last leg is when East St. Louis really pulls it out. Evanston was right in there until probably about 60 yards to go. Then Kankakee just emerged. Okay, I'm a little premature. Here's the last exchange. That's East St. Louis. And they're just going to motor it right on down.
Looks like that third runner for East St. Louis Lincoln was the difference.
Then you see Kankakee coming up on Evanston. I don't know what happened in between that third and that fourth leg. Kankakee just blasted out of nowhere and took a second place.
Well, unofficially, then, you saw it. East St. Louis Lincoln, defending state champions unofficially in 47-92, followed by Kankakee with a great anchor leg, and then Evanston. And we'll be back with more action right after this. As you look at the crowd, they're going to have a good time watching this. It's going to be a lot tougher out there running in this heat. 3,200 meters, which is 8 laps. This is heat 1. This is a final. There were no prelims run in this event, so it's the first time these girls have run this at the state meet. And the first section will include alleys, and these are the competitors. Alley 1, Paula Reardon, Herscher. Shelley Schaefer, Sterling Newman Central Catholic. Amanda Weaver, Seidel, Jamaica. Terry Warrington from Monmouth. In Alley 2, Brooke Stalling from Sandwich. Denise Salseth from Downs Tri-Valley. Rita McQuinn from Mason City, Illini Central. Mary Cosby from Anna Jonesboro. And Chris Krutmeyer from Liberty. In Alley 3, Libby Mulvane from Winnebago. Lynn Brady from Kewanee High School. Carmen Walls from Hillsboro. Angie Mattingly from Arthur. Amy Grimsley from Kinderhook West Pike. In alley 4, Vanessa Hood from Eureka, Alicia Parcell from Arthur, Candy Wall, Lawrenceville, Velvet Stanley, McLeansboro, Andrea Jansen from Breeze Mater Dei, and Tricia Hulsman from Breeze Mater Dei. So 2 teammates here in this race. 8 laps. The state record is 10:13 flat by Susie Tuffy of Peoria Bergen back in 1984. That's a tough record to beat. Obviously, it's gone for a long time, and it's actually the IHSA record. It stood for a long time. Mary O'Brien with the gun up. Young ladies stay in alleys around this first curve, and then there are cones on the far side with 300 meters left in the first lap, and they may cut at that time. Cutting on the outside, young lady from Eureka, and on the inside from Chicago, Herscher. It's Paula Reardon in black. Brooke Stalling from Sandwich in white over black. And Vanessa Hood from Eureka, going out strong. Those are 3 young ladies at the head of the pack. And right behind them from Kewanee is Lynn Brady. Settling in now, feeling each other out, coming up on the outside. And taking the lead at the first lap is Velvet Stanley of McLeansboro as they look at 7 more laps to go. And there's your leader after 7 hot laps, looking over her shoulder. That is Lynn Brady of Kewanee High School, senior, running her last race for her high school. And she took the lead about a lap and a half ago over a young lady from Herscher, Paula Riordan, and she's taking it home alone. You're going to see her come up on another runner, but she's lapping a slower runner in the field. Lynn Brady putting all those hours and miles to good use. She's looking stronger. She's got 200 meters to go. This is the first heat of the Class A 3,200 meter run, an 8-lap race. And she's by herself. The fans very knowledgeable here at Charleston, giving her a big hand. Looking at the clock, that's what she's glancing at. She can see her time, she's checking it out. And unofficially, 12:01:29, probably wanting to break that magic 12-minute mark, and followed closely by Paula Reardon of Herscher. Coming on strong was Vanessa Hood of Eureka and Brooke Stalling of Sandwich. Thought about getting up there for a minute, but the legs just crumpled. Now she's competing for time against the second heat of this event. So she's hoping that time might hold up.
Okay, we're looking at the lead change in the 3,200 meter run with Lynn Brady, just about 2 laps, lap and a half to go. Overtakes Paula Reardon from Herscher. They've been running close up until that time, and it seems after that lead change with Lynn Brady, she just began to stretch it out.
Stumbled there a little bit, but not the rest of the way as the senior overtakes the sophomore to win the heat. Now remember, this is heat 2, so this is by time against heat 1. This generally is the faster heat. They're done to compete against each other, against the clock, and we've got some outstanding individuals in this race. Again, we're in alleys as you take a look at the clerk trying to put them in the right spots. In alley 1, Heather Hollis from Petersburg, Porta. She's the competitor chosen by Assistant Secretary Ola Bundy to give the competitors oaths. And what a beautiful job she did to this crowd, talking about the things that have meant a lot to her. She's the #1 seed, like to finish her senior year going out strong. Right next to her, another outstanding young lady, Amy Kuipers from Chicago Christian. She's in the 800, the 1600, and the 3200. Quite a day for her. Jenny Cole from Herscher. Carly Anderson from Evergreen Park. In alley 2, Brittany Johnson, Lebanon. Sarah Elif, Niantic, Harristown. Cheyenne Schnorr, Pecatonica. Sue Greenfield, Timothy Christian, one of the Greenfield sisters, need team points. Kim Malone, Lamont. Laura, and then in alley 3, Laura Witek from Marion Central and Woodstock. Laurel Herondine from Urbana University. April Todd from Auburn. Jennifer Haggerty, Evergreen Park. Nicole Anderson, Stockton. Alley 4, Chrissy Myers, Dallas City. Defending champ Treasure Schultz from Gardner, South Wilmington. Kathy Greenfield, the other sister from Timothy Christian. Erin Fuller, St. Joe Ogden. Shannon Dully from Farmington. And Karen Block from Argenta, Oriana. This is heat 2, 3200 Class A run. 8 laps. Inside you see Heather Hollis in blue over white. Moving outside right now is Laura Witek of Woodstock Marion Central Catholic. They cut in at the cones. They do so. Laura Witek with the lead right now. Laura Witek looking strong right now, leading the pack. And the pack very tight right now, still led by Laura Witek. And Marion Central Catholic and Woodstock. And right behind her is Brittany Johnson of Lebanon. Have they finished lap 1, headed for 7 more. The gun lap on a great race. Here you see the 2 young ladies been fighting it out the entire race. In the lead right now is Heather Hollis from Petersburg, Porta, the young lady who gave the competitor's oath. And right behind her, defending champ Treasure Schultz, a junior out of Gardner, South Wilmington. Hollis has done all the work. She's led from gun and what she hopes to finish. But Treasure Schultz is not going to go away easy. They have been like this for 8 laps around the track. Hollis trying to make her move right now, and Schultz will not let her get away. Hollis in blue, Schultz in black and orange, and they are right there with 200 meters to go. Neither one giving an inch. The picture tells you the whole story, and this crowd is just really, hit a little slip there. Schultz tried to get around inside. Now she's going to try to go outside. Now it's speed. It's Schultz on the outside, Hollis on the inside, and Treasure Schultz takes the lead in front of Hollis. Hollis trying to come on the outside, and it's going to,
that was great.
Treasure Schultz unofficially 10:57.13. And a race right now for third, Laura Witek, followed quickly by Brittany Johnson of Lebanon. What a great finish. The defending champion waving to the crowd. Treasure Schultz shows why. Each of them passed the other in the straightaway.
Okay, this is Heather Hollins and Treasure Schultz. They've been close like this all the time. This is on the last turn, and it looks like Treasure Schultz almost slipped over the railing. This is the last 100. Treasure Schultz is really picking it up now, and Heather's trying to hold ground. But Treasure Schultz ran a smart race. They both did. You see here Treasure Schultz, Heather Hollins, Treasure Schultz. She's going to take it all the way in. defending champion and still champion for 1992 IHSA
Hollis made
3200.
a great move there
She
at the
did.
end. His treasure almost celebrated too early. The arms go up, and unofficially, the crown of state champion. Heat 1, 3200 run, Class AA. Alley 1, Krista Parker, Metamora. Penny Skaggs, Pekin. Allison Boyne, Canoe Trier. Chris Mallow, Johnsburg, and Kayla Props, Chicago Richard. Alley 2, Patty Roberts, LT, Lyons Township. Aaron Johnson, Springfield, Sacred Heart Griffin. Kathy Oldfield, Zion Benton, Amy Ploplis, Edwardsville, Nancy Schumann, Chicago Lane. In Alley 3, Katie King, Willowbrook. Kara Dunn, Mother Macaulay. Sarah Thomas, Homewood Flossmoor. Ria Ann Colonna, Wood River. Lizbeth Mendez, Chicago Curry. And in Alley 4, Vicki Johnson, Joliet Catholic. Heather Myers, Galesburg. Jenny May, Tinley Park Andrew. Amy Wendell, Mount Carmel. Amber Allen, Crystal Lake Center. And Alejandro Loera, Chicago Farragut, as they cut in at the first turn.
We have Krista Parker, Metamora, running.
That's Krista Parker from Metamora leading the field right now.
And Vicki Johnson running in second place.
Aaron Johnson in second right now.
Second call, AA high jump.
Again, they're running for time against the second heat.
Deacon is running third. The runner home Deacon.
As they come into the 50 meters, we believe that's Aaron Johnson taking over the lead. No, that's Vicki Johnson from Joliet Catholic leading as they go in after the first lap of 8 in Class AA 3200 run Heat 1. In your picture are the two young ladies with 1 lap to go in this 3200. That in black is Aaron Johnson of Springfield Sacred Heart Griffin, and behind her is Penny Skaggs in Pekin. And you can see how deceptive the camera angle was. They looked like they were next to each other, but there's the lead. After 4 laps, Aaron Johnson took the lead, so that's after the mile, and she has not relinquished a step since then. And this is Heat 1, so her time is all important to compete with the second heat still to come. Just a sophomore, and Penny Skaggs is a freshman. So a lot of youth out here right now in the lead. Aaron Johnson passing our slower runner. Just a little over 200 meters to go. And the rest of the field is strung out behind her. Boy, rather than slowing down, she is picking it up. She is moving. I'm sure she'd like to break that 12-minute mark. For those of us who run recreationally, that's less than 2 6-minute miles, so you're moving. And here she comes to the crowds, hand clapping. Aaron Johnson finishing strong, 50 meters to go, Heat 1, 3200. Beautiful race. Followed by Penny Skaggs, and we've got a race from Metamora. Krista Parker trying to hold off Heather Myers of Galesburg, and does. Unofficially, the time 11:38.04. Nice run. As you look at Aaron Johnson. You deserve that cool breeze there. It's hot out there. We haven't had a lot of trouble with cramping, and that's a tribute to the coaching that's been done with these kids and how well they've made sure that they've had liquids and kept them out of the sun.
Yeah.
You bet. The teams that win are not the ones out getting a suntan. They're the ones under the tents. Good shot of Krista Parker right there from Metamora. Catching her breath, looking really fresh, Aaron Johnson. Hoping that time will hold up.
Okay, we're going to see where Erin Johnson, this is what, about 2 laps to go, 4 laps to go, will take the lead, because before that time they were running pretty close. Penny Skaggs, even Metamora, and also Juliet Catholic, they were running pretty close at that point. After the mile, Erin Johnson just took the lead, and after that time she started pointing on, especially after the gun lap. It was a good race.
So unofficially in Heat 1, the winner is Erin Johnson from Springfield Sacred Heart Griffin.
And she'll be back next year. So will Penny Skaggs.
You can see everything here, the great crowd and the great race we're about to have. The fast section of the 3,200-meter run, AA. State records 10:22.5, Melissa Straza of Urbana in 1983. In lane, Alley 1, Erica Chesney, Downers Grove North. Becky Coleman, Libertyville. Stephanie Duringer, Champaign Centennial. Kristen McCotter, Schaumburg. Jennifer Lawrence, Sterling. Alley 2, Kim Malmquist, Naperville North. Erin Anderson, Arlington Heights, Hersey. Lorena Villagrana, Summit Argo. Stacy Billich, Chicago Mother McCauley. Heidi Reichenbach from Plainville. In Alley 3, Erin Reddick, Palatine. Krista Fabricki, Joliet West. Lisa Olensky, Glen Ellen, Glenbard West. Megan Cusack, Lyons Township. Lynn Lopresti, Arlington Heights, Hersey. In Alley 4, Heather Ripley, Hoffman Estates, Conant. Julie Justman, Palatine. Kristen Devaney, Naperville North. Stacy McCormick, Murfreesboro. Abby Williams, Downers Grove North. And Nadia McNair, Schaumburg. And Amy Siegel, Wheeling, defending champ, who's had a rough track season and would like to put it all on the line right here. An outstanding young lady, runner-up in cross-country state. Now, Palatine's got 2 runners in here, and they need team points, and these are their strong events, the distance. They are defending cross-country state champs as well. Expect a lot of people to challenge. Chesney's been really tough this year. She comes in. Erin Anderson from Hersey, Orange Over Orange right now taking it out. And Erin Redding on the inside in white over red. So right now it's Erin Anderson from Hersey and Erin Reddick from Palatine. Coming on the outside is Stacy McCormick out of Murfreesboro with the red and gold. Taking a nice lead. This is lap 1, 3,200 AA, second heat. This field may stay fairly packed. It will probably bunch that way for quite a while because you've got an awful lot of talent in this field, but somebody will have to make a move. And right now, it happens to be McCormick of Murfreesboro. And the rest of the pack's going to let her do all the work. 8 laps in this race. And they're just about to complete the first. As you see the pack right there behind Stacy McCormick, the senior from Murfreesboro, as they go after 1. We told you were in for a treat, and after 7 laps, there you see the leaders. In black and orange, it's Becky Coleman. In green is Lisa Olensky of Glenbard West and Erica Chesney from Downers North in white over purple. It's the 3 of them with less than a lap to go toward a state championship. They have been battling back and forth. Stacy McCormick had the lead for Murfreesboro for a long time, and then these 3 came up. As you see Chesney make her move early with 300 to go. The senior goes by, blows by Coleman and Olensky, and now they're trying to see if they can pick it up and catch up to her. Right now she looks great. Psychologically, that can really put a damper on your spirits when you see somebody go by in that heat looking like that. Erica Chesney looks great.
Yes, she does.
She went into 5th gear with 300 to go, and everybody else is in 4. Looking really relaxed. You'll probably peek here on the curve, see where they're at. And this curve down here has been a problem for people. A lot of slippages. I hope she makes it through everybody else on this, as she's got 100 meters to go toward a state championship, and she looks great. Erica Chesney, Downers Grove North, followed by Becky Coleman and Lisa Olensky. Erica Chesney, almost a smile on her face as she knows this race is hers. And finishing a great career, followed by Becky Coleman with a great finish out of Libertyville. Then Lisa Olensky out of Glenbard West. Erin Reddick of Palatine picking up team points and individual points for herself. And Stacy McCormick of Murfreesboro. And there is Erica Chesney.
Okay, now we're looking at Erica Chesney, who's going to overcome Becky Coleman. She's in the white over purple. She emerged after the gun lap. She just really poured it on because our leader had been for a long time Stacy McCormick. There you see Erica Chesney. She took the lead over near the 300. She really ran a good race. So did Becky Coleman.
Unofficially, your state champ in the 3200 AA, shaking hands with the runner-up, is Erica Chesney of Downers Grove North. We want to remind you that our next IHSA event on Sports Channel will be the 1992 IHSA Boys Tennis Championship, Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Join us. $100 meter high hurdles, Class A. State record 15.18, Nancy Stoner Robinson. The lanes: in lane 1, Emily Borchers, Forreston. Lane 2, Justine Sleazer, Yorkville. Lane 3, Tracy Coyne Sherrard. Lane 4, Angie Schmidt, Rock Island Alleman. The favorite in lane 5, Christy Becker out of Rochester. A whole slew tied at 16-1 coming in the prelims. In lane 6, Mia Wright, Cairo. Lane 7, Peggy Condon, Ottawa Marquette. Lane 8, Menyette Baker, Chicago Luther South. And in lane 9, Mary Loggy from Orion. This race, 9 hurdles and 100 meters. They're the high hurdles. It's a relatively new event, and form counts a lot.
10 hurdles, isn't it? 3, 9?
10 hurdles.
Yes.
They'd probably like to skip one.
Okay, the start is important. The gun's up.
Interesting. We've got a standing start by Angie Schmidt in green from Rock Island Alleman as the gun goes up for Mary O'Brien. Good start. We sure wanted that. Quickly starting on the outside was Peggy Condon at Ottawa Marquette in lane 7. Coming up in the inside, Rock Island Alleman, Angie Schmidt. And inside, we've got some falls. It is really close. Alleman and you got to pick it. We've got it, Peggy Condon and Angie Schmidt. 7? So close. Lane 7
was close,
and lane 4. And the AccuTrack officials are going to have to decide on this one.
Okay, this is the beginning. The start was a great start, except the girl in lane 1 slipped somehow. But Angie Schmidt came out smoking, so did Peggy Condon. And as we got to about the 4th or 5th hurdle, Angie and Condon continued the sprint, the speed, the form. There's another fall right there. And it's too close to call for the final between Angie and Peggy.
Unofficially 15.39. Last hurdle.
Okay, here. Okay, from there it looks like Peggy.
Looks like Peggy. Unofficially, we'll call it Peggy Condon, according to Coach Mangrum, and inside Angie Schmidt. The AccuTrack officials will do a great job. And boy, after looking at that Class A, if it's anything like this in AA, we're going to look in the middle of the track to Tara Tyus, Carrie Pollock, and Sharon Suggs for another great event. Carrie Pollock is a young lady who is a heptathlete, and she is the favorite in this 100 meters. She is gold over blue. And let's set the lanes. The state record 14.13 by Renee Murphy of Evanston. Lane 1, Nikki McGowan, East Moline United. Lane 2, Nicole Key, Chicago Morgan Park. She'll be competing in the 200 and the 400. So this is a warm-up, but it means a lot. Of course, team points and being contested here too. Kankakee needs something, and East St. Louis Lincoln, and they have a chance in this race. Watch the middle of the field. Officials clearing things away. We've been treated to just some wonderful performances here today. The crowd is standing. Every person is standing at O'Brien Field before the race. I don't think I've ever seen that, Marva.
They're excited about this 100. This is the premier race.
And the whistle goes. It's time.
Okay.
The pressure to repeat is a very heavy load, especially against this kind of talent. So we'll see.
Good start.
Clean start. Down to Cargill and East St. Louis on the outside. Melina Williams. Cargill is inside. Is
Oh, that was close.
Cargill did not by any means run away from that field.
She sure didn't.
Unofficially 12-2. Seemed like everybody was a little nervous at the start. Nobody got out of there quickly.
Okay, this is the start for the AA 100. Donna Cargill, all of them get out real well. It's kind of close right now. They stay pretty close together, and U.S. Jerome in lane 3 starts to emerge. You're looking at U.S. Jerome, Donna Cargill. Donna Cargill's face looks like, I want this, I want this. And she breaks the tape, defending champion, 100-meter dash.
Next to her, Rosie Morrow from Kankakee, you saw on the tape. There's Cargill, U.S. Jerome, and Rosie Morrow unofficially in that order. I think that's as a relief as much as anything.
Look at that.
Great shot on the face of Donna Cargill. It's been so exciting already, and we've got lots more to come right after these messages. And the field events had their own excitement as you look at Joanne Reed from Metropolis, Massac County in the Class A shot put. 43 feet, 3/4 inch. In AA, it's Tricia Wigand of Ottawa Township, a junior with 43 feet, 7 in the AA. Having to come through in the discus out of the prelims and in the finals, defending champion Laura Mindak did in from Taylor Ridge, Rock Ridge with a heave of 129 feet, 10 inches. And in AA, it was Stephanie Sirocco from Glenbard North and Carroll Stream, 137 feet, 7 inches. Combining speed and lift, here's Jandel Newell from Cairo. Good height, 18 feet. And from East St. Louis Lincoln, Tiffany Spraggins eclipses the 19-foot mark with a jump of 19 feet, 3/4 inch. In the high jump, Gwen Erfmeyer from Chicago Christian of Palos Heights shows you her form with her winning jump 5 feet, 8 inches. And in AA, it was Susie Newell from Springfield Lamphere, clearing a state championship height 5 feet, 9 inches. And we'll be back with more right after this. With the crowd still buzzing, we're ready for the 800-meter run Class A. Alley 1, Chrissy Varnes, Dunlap. Raina Larson, Val Meyer. Katie Ainsworth, Mason City. In Alley 2, Nikki Meltzer, Orion. Beth Rudnicki, St. Joe Ogden. Erica Smith, Timothy Christian. Amy Kuipers, Chicago Christian. Sherry Bruns, Delavan. Shannon Bolt, Lansing. And Alley 4, Amy Parker, Urbana University. Kim Pyler, Mendota. And Kristen Beck, Stillman Valley. So Amy Kuiper is already getting a workout here. She's back for more. And the state record is held by Carrie Rink of Canelan on 1988 of 2:12.19 as the gun goes off.
Start.
The best seed is in Alley 1, position 1 out of the prelims. They did run yesterday. And right now, Chrissy Varnes of Dunlap in gold over maroon. Looking good. They can cut in after they get to past the cones. And she takes advantage of her position, goes right up. Coming from the outside from Urbana University is Amy Parker, the senior in blue, followed by the young lady from Orion, which is Nikki Meltzer. Right now, it is still Chrissy Varnes of Dunlap, Amy Parker from Urbana, and Nikki Meltzer from Orion. And she's followed there in 4th place right now by Kim Pillar of Mendota. Making a move right now is Raina Larson of Valmeyer, making a move on the outside, going into 3rd position. This is just 2 laps to go. And still Chrissy Varnes is leading with a gun lap, but she seems to be struggling. Coming in, Raina Larson of Valmeyer really doing well, and coming up is Amy Parker of Urbana. She is trying to take the lead from Varnes, who is holding her off right now with just a little over 300 meters to go. Varnes had a little tough spot there right at the end of the first lap, but looking lots better now. Varnes in gold and Parker in blue. And in 3rd is Raina Larson of Valmeyer. Parker letting Varnes do all the work right now. This is a final. There is only 1 heat of this. Chrissy Varnes, a junior out of Dunlap, with 200 meters to go, and now the rest of the field is coming up, and coming with them is Amy Kuipers of Chicago Christian, making a move with a little over 100 meters to go. Amy Kuipers moving on the outside. She fell during the relay lap, but making a great move, and now here comes Nikki Meltzer of Orion, and Chrissy Varnes of Dunlap. Chrissy and Amy falling across. We believe Chrissy Varnes had her with the fall over.
I think Chrissy got that.
Nikki Meltzer of Orion. That was everything an 800 meter is cracked up to be. Oh, Chrissy Varnes hoping she won and really not sure. The whole body's got to go across the finish line.
Okay, this looks like it's coming off the last turn with Christy Varnes, who led all the way. And it looks like Nikki Meltzer is coming up, and this is real close right here, the last 20, 25 yards. They're neck and neck. Christy Varnes is giving it everything she has. If we could see that front view of her. And right there at the tape, here we go. That's Nikki, and Christy is in the gold over maroon. She's straining right here. Oh, and she falls, but I think she might have crossed the tape. She might have finished first.
We can't tell.
That was a good race, though. She led all the way.
We can sure tell you it was a great race. We'll have to wait for official results. But we do know it was a great race, and not unofficially the time was 2:17.2 as we get ready for the AA version of the same race. There you get a look at some of the competitors. In Alley 1, Kristen Davis, who's going to be a busy girl to hear today with Palatine. Danielle Fonzino from York. Jamie Dutcher from Palos Heights Stag. Eunice Jordan from Chicago Morgan Park. Michelle Belsley from Hinsdale Central. Tammy Pottinger from Belvedere. Leslie Swigert, Crystal Lake South. Kim Becker, Kankakee. Kishmata Patel, Schaumburg. Laura Esco from Carroll Stream, Glenbard North. Halima Ivory, Peoria Richwoods, and Michelle Bozieu from Joliet West. That's your field on the clean start. 2 more laps like the last 2, and we may have to catch our breath. On the inside, Kristen Davis has the pole position, if you will.
looks like Morgan Park in the lead.
And I believe you're correct. Eunice Jordan of Chicago Morgan Park right now falls in the lead with Kristen Davis right behind her. And Danielle Fonzino right behind her. Now moving on the outside. We believe it's Halima Ivory of Peoria Richwoods, yes. So right now we have Eunice Jordan, Halima Ivory, Kristen Davis, Danielle Fonzino, and Leslie Swigert. That's your front group of 5. Eunice Jordan looking very good, but followed closely by Kristen Davis, who is not going to let her get away. And Danielle Fonzino from Elmhurst, York, running a courageous race right behind him. The 2 other ladies quite a bit taller than she, matching it with stride like this. She comes right after Kristen Davis makes a little move, but held off by Eunice, Jordan, Davis, and Fonzino with 200 meters to go. Eunice Jordan seems to be changing her stride a little bit as she tries to lengthen it. Kristen Davis much more the upright runner. It's Eunice Jordan, Kristen Davis, and Danielle Fonzino. Kristen Davis making the move on the outside, trying to make up the difference, and moving on her is Danielle Fonzino, a freshman out of York. Danielle Fonzino, a freshman out of York, is going to blow by with 25 meters to go and win this race. As she's caught by one of the officials, what a fabulous race as she hugs Kristen Davis.
That was a fabulous race.
Unofficially 2:14.69.
Okay, here you see where Eunice Jordan had led all the way, and then out of nowhere, not out of nowhere, she's been in 3rd position. Danielle Fonzino just comes up and blows past Kristen Davis and Eunice Jordan. Eunice Jordan takes a 2nd, and Kristen Davis takes 3rd. That was a great race.
That fist goes up, the arms get raised, and a state champion is crowned. Danielle Fonzino, Elmhurst, York. She may not know quite what she's done. It is very unusual for a freshman to win, particularly the distance races, because experience means so much more.
Sometimes it's best when you are a freshman and you don't think about it. The pressure is not there. You just run it.
You don't know you're supposed to be nervous.
That's right.
Well, she comes certainly from a tradition-rich York High School, the Long Green Line, and all the championships their boys have won, and their girls have been highly competitive as well. The young ladies are warming up. Our next event's going to be the 800-meter relay. Everybody runs at 200, so there's a 2-lap stagger. They stay in lanes all the way, and Class A will be the first event and Double A second. Some very tight times in the prelims, and pass is certainly important, not quite like the 4x100. But you can't make a mistake against this talent in a finals. This great crew moving this meet right along as each event going according to schedule. Ola Bundy, Assistant Executive Secretary, has done a wonderful job, and all the officials have come back to help her free of charge, just to help all these thousands of competitors, and there are almost 2,000 here, compete and enjoy all the work that they put together. The coaches, the parents that come down to cheer, and Eastern Illinois University, who is such a wonderful host. Joan Schmidt is the Associate Athletic Director here. She puts on a meet that this crowd loves to come and see. The good Lord did a great job with the weather, too.
He certainly did. It's supposed to get cooler later, though.
A lot of the kids in the northern areas have not had any heat to deal with, and this is a little bit of a shock. Even sunshine has been at a premium in the month of April. Unofficially, the team standings, not through the last event, very tight in the Class A. Fairfield on the heels of Tyra Holt with 18 points. Chicago Christian with 13. Timothy Christian with 12, so just about what we talked about. In the AA, East St. Louis Lincoln was leading with 30, and Kankakee was next with 13. Let's set the lanes for you here. In the 800-meter relay, the state record 143.4 with Lexington in 1985. In lane 1, Byron. In lane 2, Waterloo. In lane 3, Rock Island Alleman. In lane 4, Palos Heights Chicago Christian. In lane 5, Rochester. In lane 6, Princeton. In 7, Newton. In lane 8, Stockton Co-op. In lane 9, Manito Midwest Central. 9 lanes, 4 runners, each with a 200, and they are called to their mark. Again, watch the center of the track, lanes 4, 5, and 6. Those are the highest seeded times from prelims. Good start. That's a 2-lap stagger, so you'll be able to see as they go around the curve a little bit of the idea who's making up. Right now it's very even. Appears that Rochester might be making a little bit up on the field inside on Princeton, but we'll watch for the first exchange. Rochester appears to have the first exchange, and also doing well was Newton out in lane 7. Rochester making up ground, coming in on blue over green with Princeton, and as they come out of the next exchange, we'll have a better idea of what there is to make up. Rochester and Princeton in the middle of the track, but remember, they started with a different stagger. Also running well is Stockton Co-op in white over black, and inside of them, Newton. Let's watch this exchange. It appears that actually Stockton might have gotten the best exchange or first exchange in that, so now we've got 1 lap to go and 2 runners. Coming on strong now is Kewanee. Rock Island Alleman. Rock Island Alleman in green, and also still running well is Stockton Co-op on the outside. Rochester in the middle, blue over red as you're looking at Newton. Here's the last exchange. Done well on the inside. Waterloo had a good exchange, and here comes Palos Heights Chicago Christian on the heels of Niaya Howard. Niaya Howard coming on strong, still outside. Stockton. Newton looking great in lane 7. Newton right now trying to hang on. Coming on is Rochester and Chicago Christian. It's Newton, Rochester, Chicago Christian. Newton, Rochester, Rochester at the top. Unofficially, we're going to call it Rochester, Newton, and Chicago Christian. Unofficially, 146.99. And that leg by Shelley Kemp was a key. Newton is the lead right now with Rochester in blue and orange on the inside and Chicago Christian white over purple. Look at the lead, there's about 75 to go, and you're going to watch a fantastic leg by Shelley Kemp overtaking the Newton runner at the tape. Whoa, maybe not. Maybe not. That's why we don't count up here. It appeared from that angle that Newton hung on for first.
That was a great run.
And what a gutsy job by the Newton runner. Jenny Blank, we believe, to hang on to that lead. Great relay. Newton hugging each other as if they're sure. She's going, one? Did we get one?
The officials don't seem to be They didn't hesitate on that. They
No,
left him
they
right
didn't.
there. So
I'd say it's a tribute to those officials too, Marv, because we know how difficult it is to pick those tight ones, and they do a fantastic job. But I think Newton knows that they are indeed going to be the Class A 800-meter champs. And we're getting ready for Double A. In Double A, we're going to set the lanes for you. In lane 1, Downers Grove North. In lane 2, Waukegan. In lane 3, Kankakee. In lane 4, Evanston. In lane 5, East St. Louis Lincoln. In lane 6, Chicago Morgan Park. Lane 7, Richton Park Rich South. Lane 8, Rockford Guilford. And lane 9, East St. Louis Senior.
In fifth, from Timothy Christian in the time
The state record held by Chicago South 4 way back in 1984, 139.8. These three teams were separated by less than 600ths of a second in the semis. And those are lanes 4, 5, and 6. But as we've seen, a lot of teams run differently in the prelims and save something just enough to get into the finals so they can let it loose when it counts, because Newton came out of lane 7.
And the champion from Weathersfield in the time of 12:33, Shelley Smith.
East St. Louis Lincoln are the defending champs, and they are in lane 5. And remember, different young ladies can run the prelims, then run the finals. Clean start. Pretty even right now. Moving a little bit is Rich South on the outside in lane 7. Everybody else, now East St. Louis Lincoln making up a little bit of ground in all orange. Also making up good ground is Downers Grove North in lane 1. Hard to tell from the distance of the stagger, but they are. First exchange, East St. Louis Lincoln. Downers North with a hard time with the exchange. And on the outside, right in a row, we've got East St. Louis Lincoln, Chicago Morgan Park, and Rich South in the middle of the track. It will appear to you that East St. Louis Senior is the leader, but watch East St. Louis Lincoln, who had a two-lap stagger disadvantage to begin with. So Morgan Park, East St. Louis Lincoln. Lincoln has it. Looking
Nice,
good.
yes.
Morgan Park also. Evanston had a good exchange on that and has now made up some ground. Evanston orange over blue. East St. Louis Lincoln all orange, and Morgan Park white over green. Morgan Park making a good move on this leg. Evanston also having a good leg here. Exchange will be crucial. Evanston, real tough time on the handoff. East St. Louis and Evanston as we come out of the last curve. East St. Louis Senior and Morgan Park. East St. Louis Lincoln and Morgan Park. Lincoln and Morgan Park right now. Lincoln in orange, Morgan Park white over green. East St. Louis Lincoln. And coming on the inside, Kankakee to grab third away from an unaware Evanston runner. Unofficially in 1:41.69, East St. Louis Lincoln. Chicago Morgan Park, Kankakee, and Evanston unofficially. And there's the field for the 400-meter dash Class A. State record is 56.2. Over 11 years old, Barb Fogel from Mount Carroll. In lane 1, we have Jackie Bliss from Colfax Ridgeview. In lane 2, Renee Grancolas from Waterloo. Lane 3, Michelle Thomas from Winchester. In lane 4, Heather Sakinga of Elmhurst Timothy Christian. In lane 5, defending champ Tyra Holt from Fairfield. You saw her leg in the medley relay. In lane 6, Heather Furrow of Monmouth. Lane 7, Margaret Caveller, Niantic Harristown. Lane 8, Jenny Gibb of Stronghurst Southern. And lane 9, Amy Snyder of Fulton. One lap around, all in lanes, 400 meters. Class A.
In third place, Rosie Morrow from Kankakee Senior with a time of 12.34. In second place. When we started this meet, Marva, you would never see a starting block on the 400-meter dash.
Yeah, they used to stand with this.
And of course, it is, as all events and all athletics, particularly with the history of the girls here at State, have progressed so rapidly. These young ladies are just wonderful competitors. And the difference is parity. You have so many more quality runners.
You
and
do.
the training programs and the coaches just do a fantastic job.
And the athletes themselves.
Absolutely. And all the parents that put
Dedication, you know.
This is the race where your legs feel like lead about 50 yards from the finish, and you just pray for that line to come. Good start. Quickly, it appears that Tyra Holt is making up a little distance on Heather Furrow of Monmouth. Tyra in red over black. They're staying in lanes, and also looking good is Jenny Gibb way out in lane 8 from Stronghurst Southern, running a real nice race. Also moving up now is Heather Sakinga of Timothy Christian, making up some distance on the inside. 200 meters to go. They're halfway through. Defending champion Tyra Holt, and red over black, and coming on strong, Heather Sakinga of Timothy Christian. And there's a team race involved in this one too. Tyra Holt's the one who legged out her leg in the medley to win for her team. Can she do it for herself now? On the outside, Amy Steiner of Fulton also coming on strong. Tyra Holt, Heather Sakinga, and coming on strong, Amy Steiner, but still in there, Heather Furrow of Monmouth. Unofficially, Tyra Holt, 57.03. A great race, particularly in light of the fact that that 400-meter leg she ran before had to be blazing.
We will have heat. There are 10 runners. In heat number 1, in lane 2, Cynthia Street, Chicago Lane. Lane 3, Nicole Dyson.
Okay, you're looking at Tyra Holt, the defending champion. And she really won that race, coming off that last turn with about 100 to go. And second, that Heather Sakinga ran a good race.
Lane 8, Chastity Muldrow, Springfield Southeast.
Here's a front view of it. She looks like here is where you're talking about they seem to be that they're tiring. And she's home.
Tyra Holt, the junior from Fairfield, defends her state championship and shows the relief and gets a hug. What a beautiful day this young lady's had already for herself and for her team. And she gets a hug from a Fairfield fan. I love the t-shirts that they wear. I saw Ty fly. State 400-meter champ. That's a great shirt. Of course, they're talking about their champ and two-time now defending champ Tyra Holt.
In fourth from Ileana Christian in a time of 2:19.27, Shannon Wolf.
Look at the threatening skies right now. Our sunshine threatening to go underneath and leave us with a little wet stuff to do. But if we, hopefully we'll be able to get through this with the best conditions. And the coolness actually will help the kids without the sun. Congratulated there is Renee Granpolis of Waterloo. Congratulated by her teammates as we're ready for the double A just about. In lane 1, Cynthia Street, Chicago Lane. Nicole Guyton of Chicago Young. Cicely Scott, East St. Louis Lincoln. We've seen her on the anchor leg. Donna Cargill, defending champ, Rockford East. Keisha Webb, Waukegan. Veronica Jones, Proviso East. And Chastity Muldrow, Springfield Southeast. There is scheduled to be 2 heats of this, so time is all important. We had ties in time.
Set.
Good start. Donna Cargill already has won the 100. She is the defending champ in this event, and she came out blazing off the first 100 meters. She's in all black, and on the outside, also running well, Chastity Muldrow from Springfield Southeast. There's only a one-lap stagger, so Muldrow is running very well on the outside right now, and also coming on inside is Cicely Scott from East St. Louis Lincoln, looking very good with 200 meters to go. Scott looks great coming up on Cargill now, who now feels her. Now they're coming back on Chastity Muldrow, who's they are overtaking. It appears to be Cargill in black, Scott in orange.
Close.
100 meters to go. Cargill now will show you some fun. Look at the strength in this young lady as she focuses on that finish line. Cargill and Scott unofficially 55-49. The state record in this event is held by the last three event champion, Carmelita Williams, 53.25 back in 1988, and she's had a fine successor in Donna Cargill.
Okay, we're looking at Donna Cargill as she's about to take her second IHSA 400-meter title. She had a close race with Cicely Scott. She really picked up after she came out of that second turn. That's when she began to pick up. Cicely Scott ran a very good race, so did Kenesha Webb, who took, I think, third place.
Donna Cargill has an Olympic-type looking form here, and she's a young lady who is really looking forward to a future, I'm sure. I'm sure a lot of people would like to have her running on her team, and as we know, there's so much talent out in the United States as we look forward to an Olympic year, and so many things are relative.
She should be highly recruited. Of course, we have to talk about academics, and I think last year when we talked about academics and athletics, we found out that a lot of athletes, in fact, most athletes, have higher academic averages. You know, and competition helps them keep that average up. But Donna Cargill, we interviewed her last year also. Very intelligent kid, very good athlete.
And that's what college coaches are looking for. You're talking about a long-time commitment, and Donna Cargill has withstood the pressure of being a defending champion twice already in beautiful form. You know, your point about academics and athletics is so good, Marva, because it is true that while students are in season, their grades are better. That has been proven over and over again. And a new statistic which has come out is students that are in more than one sport do better.
Yeah.
So get out there and participate in all the seasons that you want. And parents, don't be quite as worried as you might have been. They learn to organize their time. As we look at three more of these student athletes on the track right now. Heat 2 in lane 4, Chris Brunswick of Oak Park River Forest, the sprinter that's burst onto the scene. Angie Michaelis of Highland High School and Erica Hurd of DeKalb, because of tied times coming out of the prelims. They're racing against the clock. Erica Hurd got a great start in white. Inside of her, Angie Michaelis and Chris Brunswick running in the orange and blue of Oak Park River Forest. Very even right now, but right now it appears that Michaelis is moving a little bit on the field. Again, they're running against the clock, and the unofficial time to beat 55-49, that by Donna Cargill.
The apparent leader is Erica Hurd coming out of the curve. It isn't the straightaway and
Angie Michaelis overtaking Erica Hurd, but it's a fight with about 70 to go. Michaelis straight ahead and focused on the outside Erica Hurd and inside Chris Brunswick. Unofficially, 58.07 does not appear to threaten the time of Donna Cargill, but a great race nevertheless in the state finals for three young ladies. That's Angie Michaelis.
300 meter, no hurdle in that.
Okay, you see Erica Hurd in the white over white, had to lead most of the way, probably due to the stagger. Then you see inside Angela Michaelis coming up. And this is when they're about, in fact, on the straightaway. They're coming down the stretch here. And Angela Michaelis just turns it on. Erica Hurd continues her pace to get a second place. And of course, Chris Brunswick takes third. See how competitive this 200 is, because they had to have 2 heats.
Unofficially, there's your second heat winner, Angie Michaelis.
400.
And against the clock, she'll be judged. Our next event on the track is going to be the 300-meter low hurdles. The sky threatening there as you look, but there's sunshine over the track right now. The 300-meter hurdles yesterday, Marva, provided us with a lot of cheers, actually, for some young ladies.
Definitely. I think the young lady was from Willowbrook, who led up until she came off the curve, and she hit a hurdle, then she hit the next hurdle, and she had the guts to get up and continue the race, although she took last, but the crowd, the fans were really super. They had to applaud her.
It was a standing ovation, which talks about the outstanding crowd, of classy crowd that we have here, as well as knowledgeable. She was the second seed coming in, so just a heartbreaking day for Miss Pierce from Willowbrook. There's the start of the 300-meter low hurdles. Watch the inside middle of the track. Heather Randolph from Pawnee, Kendra Falls of Melrose Park, Walther Lutheran in black over red, and Justine Sleazer from Yorkville. This is We've got one athlete down. It appears it's in lane 5. Kendra Falls, Walther Lutheran. And coming out of the turn, Roxy DeVries and Justine Sleazer. Sleazer in black over red. Justine Sleazer right now, the senior out of Yorkville, looking at those mountains as they appear right now, looking great. Coming into the last hurdle. And in second, third, we've got Tracy Coyne-Sherrard, and unofficially, Justine Sleazer of Yorkville, then Tracy Coyne of Sherrard in 45.68 as sadly, Kendra Falls of Melrose Park, Walther Lutheran fell back just before the 200 meters. Unofficially, your state champion, Justine Sleazer of Yorkville.
Okay, you're looking at Justine Sleazer. If we can get a closer, there we go. This is a hard race. 300-meter hurdles. She just crossed the finish line. She really established that lead right after the turn, coming off right by the 100.
Look at the smile on that state champion's face.
And Tracy Coyne took second.
There you sadly look at Kendra Falls. We hope that it's not as much physical. I'm sure the emotional trauma of being the leader. She was the #1 seed coming in here and a senior. It's hard to compare the two. No one wants to win as a result of someone falling, but you can take nothing away from Justine Sleazer, who ran a tremendous 300-meter low hurdle race. We just hate to see anyone be hurt or not finish. And we'll be back with another 300-meter race right after this. We're happy to report to you that Kendra Falls is up, although limping a little bit. In the AA 300, in lane 1, Jenny Wood, Chatham Glenwood. Lane 2, defending champ Gabriel Meade in Evanston. Lane 3, Tara Tyus, Decatur MacArthur. Lane 4, Kristen Davis, Palatine. 5, Keelan Henderson, Homewood Flossmoor. 6, Shannon Huffman, Peoria Richwood. Sharon Suggs in 7, East St. Louis Lincoln. Patsy Cargill, Sister of Donna in Rockford East. And Kim Pori, Oak Lawn Community. And quickly it appears that Shannon Huffman in white over green has taken the early lead. Shannon Huffman and Kristen Davis in white over red making up a lot in the staggers from Palatine. Shannon Huffman, white over green, looking very strong coming in with the last 100, and Kristen Davis in second right behind her. Now these hurdles become crucial, and form does make a difference. Making a move right now is Tara Tyus of Decatur MacArthur in white over blue. Tara Tyus making a great move with 1 hurdle to go. Then Kristen Davis and Shannon Huffman unofficially. Tara Tyus with a great last 2 hurdles, made the move to a state championship. Unofficially 44.66. So look at Patsy Cargill from Rockford East.
Okay, we're going to look at Shannon Hoffman in the
White over green.
Okay, she came on strong all the way. She's now probably the last hurdle. Cargill came out of nowhere. That's the last hurdle right there, I believe.
And Patsy Cargill coming out in lane 8 to get
this
second.
is the front view. And then Tara Tyrus, I thought, came up pretty good too.
No doubt about that, because Tara Tyus unofficially is our state champ, but Patsy Cargill and Tara Tyus both came out of nowhere on the last 2 hurdles to take 1-2 unofficially in the state 300-meter low hurdles class AA. And there's your state champion from Decatur MacArthur, the senior, Tara Tyus.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the results, team standings after 8 events. It is a very close race in Class A. 2 points separate the top 3 teams at this point.
As you see right now on the track is the 1,600-meter run for Class A. State record, 1984 by Susie Tuffy of Peoria, Bergen, 146.5. Heather Hollis back again. We've seen her before in a great race. From Petersburg Porter, Chrissy Myers, Dallas City. April Todd from Auburn. In Alley 2, Laura Witek from Woodstock Marion Central. Kathy Greenfield, Timothy Christian. Jennifer Haggerty, Evergreen Park. In Alley 3, Amy Kuipers, Chicago Christian. Jenny Cole, Herscher. Marla McKinney, St. Joe Ogden. Treasure Schultz leads off in Alley 4. Gardner South Wilmington, your 3,200-meter champ. Sarah Elliff, Niantic Harristown, and Ilsa Messner from Rockford Lutheran. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 girls who ran in the 3,200 trying for the chance. And the only one with a chance of the double, Treasure Schultz. Good start. 4 laps around, 1,600 meter, Class A. Heather Hollis looks very good on the inside right now in blue. And running also appears Laura Witek from Marion Central Catholic. So these names sound familiar. It's because that talent is back on the track. Making the nice move from the outside, Marla McKinney, who did not run the 3,200. And also moving with her is Sarah Ella from Niantic Harristown. Marla McKinney from St. Joe Ogden, leading right now, followed by Sarah Ella from Niantic Harristown. And then the pack. Moving now is Treasure Schultz coming back on them. And she's passing by Heather Hollis right now. And after 1 lap, it's the young lady from St. Joe Ogden, Marla McKinney, followed closely by Sarah Elliff. Right now, you have a look at a very tight race, as leading the pack is Heather Hollis from Petersburg Porta, followed by Chrissy Myers from Dallas City. Then we have Kathy Greenfield from Timothy Christian. Kathy Greenfield, we've got Hollis Greenfield. And now making a move is Chrissy Myers, the freshman from Dallas City, hanging off of Hollis, and Witek in 4th. Hollis maintaining her lead. Now moving again is Kathy Greenfield. Greenfield moving on the outside in red, making the move on Hollis and going by Myers. So it's Hollis, Greenfield, and Myers. Treasure Schultz now moving up in black over orange behind Witek. And she's making a move with about 120 to go. Treasure Schultz, with that speed she showed us earlier in the 800, is making a move on the outside on Hollis. And does this look familiar or what? Hollis, Heather Hollis, and Treasure Schultz again battling it out. Chrissy Myers. And almost a dead replay of their first race today.
That was an exciting race. That was an exciting race. Here you're looking at Treasure Schultz, who was in about a 4th position coming off the last turn, and you just watch her and the speed that she puts on. Of course, Heather Hollis doesn't know this, but she'll feel her as she gets closer. And I mean, Treasure Schultz just really, really puts it on. Here's the front view. They're doubled up right there. This is a beautiful race. She saved it to the end. The freshman, Chrissy Myers, also ran a good race. She came in 3rd. All right.
Yes, she says. And so do we to that performance.
Something about that gun lap, that last lap.
She's got a lot of speed and a long stride, and she knows how to use it. And she and Heather Hollis have had just fantastic duels here today as we get ready as the clouds darken the skies for the AA. There's a smile on Chrissy Myers, the freshman who doesn't know she's supposed to be nervous. And folks, Treasure Schultz will be back. She's a junior. After last year's championship, now she's got 2 this year. Certainly creating a legacy for the already proud heritage of Gardner South Wilmington, who has always done very well in the field events as well. And now the AA gets set to take the track. Inside you see Erica Chesney and Alyssa Currens. Chesney from Downers North, Currens from Palatine, Tallulah Parker from Metamora, Becky Coleman from Libertyville, Erin Anderson from Hersey, Amy Martz of Barrington, Jessica Haremza of Wheaton Central, Stephanie Derringer, Champaign Centennial, Jenny Johnstone, Glen Ellen, Glenbard West, Leslie Swigert, Crystal Lake South, Jennifer Lawrence, Sterling, and Kathy Hamilton, Carbondale, your field for the AA 1600 meter. State record, 4:49.1. Crete Monee, Shelley, the town of Crete Monee, Shelley McBride, 1985, as the gun goes off. 4 laps. Chesney appearing to be very tired running on the inside right now from Downers North, and looking very good is Alyssa Currens from Palatine. And moving also on the outside is Leslie Swigert, taking the early lead from Crystal Lake South in gold over green. Swigert with the lead and followed closely by Amy Martz of Barrington. Kathy Hamilton of Carbondale. And a tight pack going around the curve. Young lady from Sterling on the outside is Jennifer Lawrence. So it's Martz, Lawrence, Currens, and Swigert right now. Coming on the outside, young lady from Wheaton Central is Jessica Haremza, taking the lead away from Currens as they go in the lead. Haremza, Currens, and Martz have they finished the first lap of the 1600. With just a little bit over a lap to go, taking over the lead is Jessica Haremza, the senior from Wheaton Central, overtaking Alyssa Currens from Palatine, then Kathy Hamilton of Carbondale, Jennifer Lawrence of Sterling, and Amy Martz in white over red and Barrington. As you look at Jessica Haremza and Alyssa Currens now overtaking her again. In 5th is Erin Anderson of Hersey and Erica Chesney of Downers North. As you see, Currens and Haremza fight it out with 300 meters to go. And now making a move, which you can't quite see, is Amy Martz of Barrington moving strongly into 3rd, but it's Currens and Haremza. Now Haremza overtaking Currens. They've been going back and forth as Martz making the move from behind. Haremza making a strong move, a little over 200 meters to go. Now Currens comes back at her. It's one, then the other. Now it's Currens. Currens, Haremza, Martz making a move, and neither one of them are aware of it, and she may have enough left while they've been fighting each other. Amy Martz, while the other two were fighting, is coming up at the outside. She goes by Haremza, and now she's trying to pick off Currens.
Oh, and she
it's
is.
Martz from Barrington. Amy Martz, Alyssa Currens, and Jessica Haremza. Amy Martz, the senior from Barrington who struggled with injuries all her career, look at the state champion, Amy Martz of Barrington, in a fantastically run race.
Okay, this is up around the last turn. Jessica Haremza and Elisa Kearns were fighting back and forth and back and forth. And just look at Amy Martz. While they were seesawing back and forth, she comes up and just blows everybody. Words of Miss Ann Penstone. That was a great run. Oh yes, look at that. She's pulling hard. She knows that this is it. She wants this. So does Palatine, but they've been seesawing back and forth, sprinting back and forth. She kept her pace, and at the end and at the right time, she came on in.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is focus.
Look at her face.
At that point, it's disbelief.
Right there. All right, my God.
Fantastic camera work by our crew right there to get the championship relief and disbelief of Amy Martz of Barrington, unofficially in 5:06:48.
Yes.
She looks like she just went for a jog in the park. She's relaxed over. What a great race. We have had so many back and forth battles, many of the same young ladies going at it more than once, which is what makes this 20th anniversary so special.
That's right. Doesn't seem it's been that long.
These kids weren't even born when we started this. And we're ready for the 200 meters. Class A. And the state record is 25.1. Gina Sylvester, Downs Tri-Valley. In 1981. Will it fall today? Shelly Smith is in the field and has had some great races. In lane 1, Julie Walk, freshman we've talked about before from the yoga. She's in 3 events. Lane 2, Jandel Newell from Cairo. Lane 3, Shelly Kemp of Rochester. Lane 4, Tracy Coltis, Bridgeport Red Hill. Lane 5, Shelly Smith, Kewanee Weathersfield. Lane 6, Neaya Howard, Chicago Christian. Lane 7, Tyra Holt trying for the 3rd. In from Fairfield, 8, Jenny Gibb from Stronghurst Southern, and 9, Katie Hinker from Woodstock Marion Central, and they're off cleanly. Getting a good start was Neaya Howard in white over purple, and coming on strongest, Shelly Smith in green. Inside of them is Tracy Coltis. These 3 have gone at it before.
Off that turn.
It's Smith and Howard. Smith in green, Howard in white, Coltis in blue. Shelly Smith with the strong move appears to be the go-away winner in the 200, followed by Coltis and Neaya Howard. Unofficially 24.8, which if it held up would be a new state record.
Okay, we're looking at Neaya Howard and Shelly Smith. Shelly Smith is in green over green, and she has just about taken this. There's no question about that. She really took it after she came off the curve. She and Howard were neck and neck at one point. Howard is the defending champ.
Shelly Smith
Shelly Smith is the defending champ. Okay, that's fine. Then what's this? Coltrus took a second. Here's Smith. Green over green.
Shelly Smith.
Look at that expression. Okay.
Good lean at the tape. And there's your A 200-meter champ. Shelly Smith of Kewanee Weathersfield with a strong showing today as she gives Neaya Howard a hug. 2 talented young sprinters right there on the track, finishing up their senior years. And the 200 for the AA. This should be nip and tuck. In lane 1, Massaquoi Williams from Homewood Flossmoor. Lane 2, Lakeisha Drain, Joliet West. Lane 3, Chris Brunswick, Oak Park River Forest. Lane 4, Kim Watson, Chicago Heights Bloom. Lane 5, Rosie Morrow, Kankakee. Lane 6, Donna Cargill, trying for her 3rd championship from Rockford East. Lane 7, Carrie Pollock, the 100-meter high hurdle champ. Lane 8, Thomasina Rogers from Arlington Heights Hersey. And lane 9, Latoya Adkins from East St. Louis Lincoln. What a field. State record 23.7, way back in 81, Doris Spearman, Blue Island, Eisenhower. And it's clean. Quick. Oh, no.
Oh.
There was that, folks, is something we never like to hear. The second gun, somebody is not going to start this race.
Unless that was probably, I didn't see anything.
I didn't
although
either.
we're distance away. Could have been the blocks of someone that maybe slipped, or let's hope no one is DQ'd. Oh.
We're trying to find out who the young lady is. It may be Chris Brunswick. I'm afraid it is, from Oak Park River Forest. And we'll start it all over again. Well, if these young ladies weren't nervous before, they sure are now, as a sad and dejected Chris Brunswick leaves the track. She's a junior from Oak Park River Forest, and we sure hope to see her back.
Next year, yes.
You can bet these young ladies will be real careful coming out of the blocks here, which may affect some of the times, but you got to be able to start it before you can finish it. Good start this time. Quickly out was Thomasina Rogers of Hersey, and also Donna Cargill of Rockford East. Rogers in lane 8 and Cargill in black, running very well with Kerry Collins.
Here we go.
Over blue. Right now it's Cargill in black, Rogers from Hersey, and also moving is Kankakee. It is right now Rosie Morrow, and the tape unofficially, Cargill is a 3-time champion unofficially in 24.5, followed by on a great final part by Rosie Morrow of Kankakee, and then Thomasina Rogers of Arlington Heights Hersey. Those are all unofficial.
Okay, you're looking at Donna Cargill, orange and black, a repeat champion 3 times. Next to her is Rosie Morrow in the white over blue, and then Thomasina Rogers. But I can't, this Donna Cargill, you just cannot believe this lady. This was the last event that she could have, that she had to show us that she could repeat the triple IHSA state tournament last year. She did it again this year. Yeah, that form. Now here, look at her arms, her legs, perfect form. Not a lot of extra movement, just straight, focused.
She looks
relaxed,
so
not stiff.
She's so much stronger looking this year, don't you think, Marva?
Yeah.
And there's the championship relief.
Yeah.
We
that
have
was a great race.
2-time triple champ.
Wasn't it 3 events that she's today makes that third?
2-time, 3-event champion, you bet. And you do not find that every day, folks. Donna Cargill from Rockford East with a smile. It's over now. She had a good challenge from Rosie Morrow of Kankakee and Thomasina Rogers from Hersey, who all got good starts. We are just getting ready for the last event of the day. The sprints are over. Now we've got a team relay. Everybody running a quarter. And the rain is beginning to make its appearance just when we didn't want it. And the crowd is scurrying for shelter, and the kids on the track are wishing they were done. Boy, I sure wish we could hold this off, but it is going to get a little wet here. And don't set these lanes for you in the 1600. You see the crowd scramble for cover, and the umbrellas that were for sun are now for rain. In lane 1, Anna Jonesboro. In lane 2, Tuscola. In lane 3, defending champion Monmouth. Lane 4, Forreston. Lane 5, Timothy Christian. Lane 6, Rock Island Alleman. Lane 7, Chester. Lane 8, Byron. Lane 9, Yorkville. That's the field for the A1600 relay. They each run a quarter. The first young lady will run in lanes all the way, and the second runner will run to the 300-meter mark and cut in at the cones. And after that, everybody moves to the inside as we have a steady downpour now here at O'Brien Field. The state record is 401.5. set by Chicago University in 1980. As you can tell, a lot of these records are rather old, which tells you what kind of talent we've had here in Illinois over the years. Because the talent you're seeing today has not broken many of those records.
That's true. Yesterday, this was very exciting race.
Yes, it
was
was.
a good race yesterday for both A and AA.
We expect no difference here on the track. They know they're going to try to move these kids out quickly before the weather gets any worse, and we have lightning to contend with, which we do not at this point. It's just rain. So the safety of the athletes always uppermost in everyone's mind.
I believe we're ready for the start of the 1,600-meter relay. Class A.
Harry O'Brien has called them to the marks. Last race of the day, Class A. And a good start. Oh, and now we hear a second gun. Boy, Marv, each time I say good start, I'm not going to say that anymore because it appears as if as soon as I say it, we get a gun. But it appears that actually, I'm not sure it was a start, but rather they may be concerned about the weather. We have to wait and see here.
It's like what, lane 6, 7?
No, it does appear that there was a false start, and
lane 5.
it appears that, oh, that is a big blow to the championship hopes of Timothy Christian right there. Oh, goodness. So we'll start it all over again, and unfortunately, we hadn't had any false starts till the last two. It's like no-hitter. We didn't mention it till it happened, though. Here we go again. Good start. Right now it appears that moving well is Rock Island Alleman in lane 6 in white over green, and also moving well is Byron out there in orange and black. Each young lady runs a 400 meters. The first young lady's in lanes all the way. The second young lady, once again, will cut in after 100 meters. There's not a lot of wind. The rain is primarily coming straight down, though it is certainly a different element that these young ladies are facing. Nothing they haven't run with in the whole month of April, however, here in Illinois. And running strongly, Rock Island Alleman appears to bring in the first leg, followed by Byron, and then Yorkville. And the first handoff is Alleman, followed by, on a good handoff by Monmouth. Monmouth caught up on that handoff and is running strongly in second. We'll be able to tell a lot more as they're able to cut in. Also moving well is Anna Jonesboro in lane 1. Tescola in white over black also making a move. And cutting in from the outside is Rock Island Alleman just ahead of Anna Jonesboro. Then Monmouth, and then Tescola. In green is Kewanee Weathersfield. Then Anna Jonesboro. Now making a move on the outside is Monmouth. They are the defending champs. Anna Jonesboro, Tescola. Chester, we believe, and then Byron. Forreston made a good move into third on that exchange. So right now it's Rock Island Alleman, Monmouth, and Forreston, followed by Anna Jonesboro. And now there is a real downpour on the track as Monmouth makes the move. It is really raining raining out here. You can see the rain on your screen heading right into the faces of these young ladies as they put their heads down and go. Rock Island Alleman and Monmouth right now your early leaders. Monmouth coming back again on Alleman, letting her break. Now she'll get a little bit of a tailwind as they come around, and they may use it. And Forreston is in 3. Now Forreston making a big move on Monmouth right now. Still leading is Rock Island Alleman. Rock Island Alleman, Forreston and Monmouth. You're 1, 2, 3 right now. And followed by Tuscola, who had a good handoff. This is your last runner. The state championship is on the line. 4:01 the state record, and fighting the elements to go after it. They're very well spaced, making a great move back in the pack. Is the young lady from Byron making a great move into 5th. And it is a race right now between Forreston and Rock Island Alleman. 200 meters to go. Rock Island in green, Forreston in red over black. And making another great move. Here comes Monmouth on the outside. The defending champs do not want to relinquish that title. It's a sprint to the finish, less than 100 to go. Forreston, Alleman, and Monmouth. Now it's Forreston. Here comes Monmouth. Can she hold on? Forreston, Monmouth. And it'll be Forreston, Monmouth, and Rock Island. And a great come from behind. Unofficially 4:05.6 against the rain and wind here at O'Brien. A great anchor leg.
It certainly was. Okay, here you're looking from the last turn or the last curve, Rock Island Alleman, who led all the way, but Forreston comes up and puts it on strong. Monmouth in the goal over Maroon, and Rock Island Alleman had been seesawing. And Rock Island, now Monmouth is coming up, will take second. Forestville takes first.
That was a great anchor leg by Roxy DeVries, the senior from Forreston, to pull it out and win a state championship with her teammates.
That's a front view of the...
You see the strain on a day-long racing faces. There's a great anchor leg by the young lady from Monmouth also, Heather Furrow, just a sophomore. And the anchor leg by Sharon Schmidt, also a sophomore from Rock Island Alleman. So a couple of sophomores and a senior, and senior this time prevailed. We've had a greatly contested, very tight team race in the Class A. Unofficially, we've had Cairo and Rockridge and Fairfield battling out. We expected the two, Timothy Christian and Chicago Christian, they're in it, but it's very tight. And East St. Louis Lincoln has had an insurmountable lead, we believe, unofficially in the AA. And Kankakee having a great day towards second. Let's set the lanes for you in the AA, where the record is held by East St. Louis Lincoln of 3:44.9. That is a very fast time. In lane 1 is Belvedere. In lane 2, Evanston Township. Lane 3, Waukegan. Lane 4, Chicago Morgan Park. Lane 5, East St. Louis Lincoln. Lane 6, Springfield Southeast. Lane 7, Palatine. Lane 8, Homewood Flossmoor. And in 9, Chicago Lane. Last event of the day. Steady rain coming down.
I didn't see her, gotta see her.
Waiting for the runners to be brought into the blocks. And the last event is
This is the final
underway.
event of the day.
And quickly, East St. Louis Lincoln begins to make up part of the stagger already. It's not ideals for a state record time, but you never know. Ideal conditions. East St. Louis and Springfield Southeast right now in the middle, orange and white. Also moving well on the outside is Homewood Flossmoor in the red with a white stripe. Homewood Flossmoor running well. East St. Louis Lincoln and also Chicago Lane. Remember, there was a stagger. And we'll watch the first handoff. Now Palatine making a move at the end of this first leg, and their teammates waving them on. Bring it to me, come on. First handoff actually goes to Lincoln on it. Boy, Flossmoor had a rough time on the exchange, and that's going to help East St. Louis Lincoln. Also moving well on that exchange was Evanston Township moving up on the inside, and they will put in at the cones. Where you see them now, they may move in, and East St. Louis Lincoln does so, and Evanston Township moves quickly into 2 with Homewood Flossmoor 3 and Chicago Lane 4. Then moving on the outside is Palatine. Palatine on the outside making a strong move. I believe that's Kristen Davis. East St. Louis Lincoln, Palatine, Homewood Flossmoor, Evanston Township, and Chicago Lane right now. This will be runner number 3. First handoff, East St. Louis Lincoln, then Palatine, then Evanston. And again, Homewood Flossmoor trouble on the hand block as Chicago Lane moves into 4. And Belvedere makes a strong move. Evanston moving up on Palatine, but Palatine making a big move on East St. Louis. Now the leaders are coming back to the second group as they try to make up ground on East St. Louis Lincoln. Evanston has now passed and gone into second with 200 meters of runner 3. We have one runner to go. And it appears to be a 3-team race. East St. Louis Lincoln, Evanston, and Palatine. There are 3 runners in order. It is close. Good exchange for Evanston, and Palatine takes it third. East St. Louis Lincoln with Evanston after. Evanston Township making a great move on East St. Louis, and it's a 2-team race this time, and it's the same as the state finals finish last year. The 2 teams battling it out on the track. With 200 meters to go, East St. Louis Lincoln, will they capture the final event as they have so strongly taken this meet?
Put it on now.
And here she comes. And coming on strong in third, Chicago Morgan Park with a great anchor right, but it's going to be East St. Louis Lincoln, Evanston Township, and Chicago Morgan Park as Waukegan moves strongly into 4. Unofficially, 3:55.96. Those are unofficial times as you look at the anchor runner from East St. Louis Lincoln, Cicely Scott.
Okay, on this last turn is really where East St. Louis just put it on. Evanston ran a good race, but after the last turn, East St. Louis just sprinted away. Morgan Park did a good job in coming up in 3rd place. Palatine lost a lot of distance in their exchange and passing. We're looking at Lincoln, East St. Louis, 1st place.
Cicely Scott, who's had a busy day today for East St. Louis Lincoln and a very productive one. And unofficially, the AA state champions in the 1600-meter relay, East St. Louis Lincoln. And we'll be back with more right after this. And the happy group heading to the award stand is the third place winners in the team competition from Rochester, and orange and blue holding their trophy to their fans in the sky, which has mercifully stopped raining here. They had some wonderful performances in the relays and some of the individual events. And while no one talked about them, they just performed on the track. A happy group of young ladies, deservedly one of the top 3 in Illinois, Class A. And they had Rochester had a team total of 30 points, and with 32, and obviously a very closely contested battle, the team from Cairo. They come jogging up. They've got something like, oh yes, got a little bit of medals hanging out there, and all in blue, they come to claim the state runners-up trophy as their coach comes forward to receive the congratulations of the IHSA. Cairo! A great accomplishment.
Congratulations, ladies. And first place with 42 points from Middle Side, Chicago Christian.
And true to form, coming from behind to claim a state championship, Chicago Christian from Palos Heights as they march down the track in their white over purple. The huge contingent takes the victory march. Chicago Christian there by Nia Howard, Amy Kuipers, and many other outstanding individuals.
This is their 3rd year, isn't it?
Tell you what, it is tough to win one state championship, let alone come back and win their 3rd straight. But they have done it, and it's a tribute to every young lady out there. We talk about certain names who win individual medals, but the kids who run the relays in every dual meet event that pushes the next girl, everyone contributes to this championship. And there you see the hand for the state champs. Chicago Christian of Palos Heights. Class A state champions for the 3rd time. Posing for the team picture. That'll be a fun ride home. And now double A. We have a tie for 3rd. Rockford East on the strength of Donna and Patsy Cargill, and Palatine High School. They're missing a certain young lady who appears to be walking over to the podium to the applause of the stands, Donna Cargill and Patsy Cargill. It'd be hard to go over there without her, I think. They're probably discussing that they're flipping the coin to decide who gets to keep the trophy and who will get sent one.
Well, evidently it's Palatine.
Looks like Palatine won the flip. Well, I guess it's fitting because their colors are the same on their jackets, red, white, and black. Rockford East will get one, though. And in second place, with 41 points,
21.
Chicago
Oh,
Morgan
excuse me,
Park.
41. Right.
Will be the state runners-up in Class AA. And they do a march coming from the right as you see Palatine still celebrating. Chicago Morgan Park in their white over green marches in to claim their state runners-up trophy. They had a fine meet. You can tell what kind of depth it takes to win some trophies as you see the Cargill sisters holding the third place trophy. Appears to be the hardest thing they've done all day. They had more trouble with that than they did running their races. Okay, Palatine loaned it to them for a while, and now they'll get it back to take it home, and there will be a duplicate sent to them as Morgan Park approaches, and the coach's handshake and the presentation of the trophy. Congratulations to Morgan Park.
It's been a long time since Chicago Public League has been in top 3.
Well, they've certainly been examples of a wonderful programs there, and we'll take that back with pride to the city of Chicago.
And now for the champions, scoring 71 points.
And with 71 points,
First place from East St. Louis.
back on top, East St. Louis Lincoln, and the Tigerettes say, we're back, with an exclamation point. When they take a hiatus, it isn't very long. The last time they started this, they went 9 straight years. And it's hard to imagine what kind of a tradition certainly is bred into, you know, it's harder to stay a winner than become one, because once you know how to win, it's a lot easier to remember. But you're talking about several classes of kids through the 80s that have passed that tradition on, and these young ladies are certainly fine examples of all those that have gone before them from the Tigerette clan.
That's true. Did we say anything about their new facility
No.
that they have now? I understand it's a very beautiful facility, and now they can compete and train and have meets, you know, like normal teams.
It's hard to imagine. These kids have participated without a home track,
True.
and that makes it even more amazing. It's not the facilities that make the champion. It's obviously the heart and the people surrounding them.
And that's true.
There are your state AA champions, East St. Louis Lincoln, and Coach Nino Fenoy, and the fantastic program that he has built.
Congratulations, there they are, the champions. 1992, State Track and Field, East St. Louis Lincoln.
So your 1992 champions are Palos Heights Chicago Christian and East St. Louis Lincoln. And we'll be back right after this. Down on the track is a young lady that we talked to last year who came through with a triple championship in the 100, 200, and 400. And this year, with the pressure on here, Donna Cargill of Rockford East repeated. Donna, first of all, our heartfelt congratulations on fantastic performances again.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Donna.
Thank you.
Super performance.
Thanks.
I'd like to ask you, did it bother you much that you were the defending champion in these 3 events, 100, 200, and 400? And was it a lot of pressure coming back this year to repeat that?
Most definitely. There was a lot of pressure, but I didn't let it get to me. I just blocked everything out of my head and just tell myself that you can do it again. I don't know. I just pray so hard. I don't know. It was definitely hard coming in, especially ranked 8 in the 200. It was really, really hard for me.
So the 200 was the one you were the most worried about?
Definitely.
What happened? You looked great running that race. That didn't seem to be a problem for you at all.
No, it didn't. I don't know. Once I start running and I know the finish line is I want to end up being the winner. I just don't think about anything or anyone.
Well, I'm sure that after the 100 and 400, that was a little bit less pressure, and then that 200, you just wanted to get it over. You did a
Yes.
fantastic job, though, Donna.
Thank you.
Your team and you should be very proud of yourself.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, Donna, also congratulations to your team on your third place trophy,
Yeah.
and your sister Patsy, who you brought along on the trophy stand with you.
She's, if I know if it wasn't for her, well, I don't think I could do it by myself. But with her help, I just have to thank her and the Lord for everything.
Well, we certainly add to that congratulations and wish you well at the University of Alabama next year, and we'll look forward to following your exploits. Congratulations, Donna.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's quiet now, but what a wonderful meet we've had. And what were your impressions, Marva?
Oh, my impressions. This was a great track meet, and I think I can key in on one Treasure Schultz from Gardner, South Wellington. Her battle or her duel with Heather Hollins. I mean, if you missed those, hopefully you'll see it on the tape. But that was a great impression. That was a great duel. And, of course, Treasure Schultz came out the victor.
And Amy March, the look of absolute ecstasy on that 1,600-meter run, AA champ, when she crossed the finish line. And Donna Cargill repeating in the 100, 200, and 400. What great wrap-up to the 20th anniversary of this state meet here at Eastern Illinois University. At this time, we would like to thank some of the people at the Illinois High School Association who made this Illinois State Championship event on Sports Channel possible. Executive Director, H. David Fry. Associate Executive Director, Donald Robinson. Assistant Executive Director, Charlene Bremberg. In charge of this event, Ola Bundy, James Flynn, and Marty Hickman. And also the special people at Eastern Illinois University, especially Associate AD, Joan Schmidt. Our next IHSA event on Sports Channel will be the 1992 Illinois High School Association Boys Tennis Championship, Sunday at 6:30 p.m. This event has been produced and directed by Dave Turner. Our executive producer is Greg Bowman. Remote facilities were provided by Trio Video of Chicago. For Marva Mangrum, I'm Ann Penstone saying goodbye for now. Once again, the Class A winner was Chicago Christian, and the Class AA winner, East St. Louis Lincoln. The proceeding has been an exclusive presentation of Sports Channel.